You said in December that getting the pitchers to improve their work at the plate was going to be one of your focal points this spring, and you had them out there today. I mean, what all do you plan to do to work on that specific area throughout these workouts?
Well, number one, it's to just to get verbal and address it so they understand. You know, one of the things this generation of players is really good at, when you can give them statistical information and show them, you know, where we're ranking within our industry. It gets their attention. And I think, like anything else, every other spring we've had, when we've made things a focal point, they understand what's important individually and collectively as a group. I think it starts with a commitment from them mentally. Everybody's at a certain place today, and I challenge each and every one, they've got to be better when we break camp. When they're offensively bunting the entire offensive game. It's more so the starting pitchers, the guys that get the reps, than anybody else. But it's an area that we can definitely improve, and where that can take us, I think we all understand the importance. We saw it on the other side with teams that were able to strike from down in that position.
Right.
So it is a focus point coming in. We're going to be creative with our reps. We're going to be creative with velocity. Last year we started a program where the starters went down to our minor league complex and actually hit in games and bunted in games, so they're facing velocity more than the 15 times they might get it in a spring training schedule. So we're going to continue to find ways, show them the videotape, really take a much more aggressive focus to it, and show them, to learn them as well, how they can improve and what has been done, what needs to get done.
You're going to hit them more in games, exhibition games, where usually pitchers get benched for a while.
Well, it's until they can build up enough innings so they can, get through the lineup. I mean, the guy comes out and throws 2 innings, he's not going to get the hit anyway. So you've got to wait. We'll try and move upon that once our games start in the minor leagues. So I don't think they start to the 18th. But we're going to find opportunities. We're going to create opportunities for them to face more live pitching, more velocity, whether it be on the fields with the machines, in the cages with the machines, add spin, all those things we've done. But with the added importance, this is something we need to improve upon. It's a focus point.
With the club being deeper, more talented, more accomplished now than maybe in previous years, is this spring more about fine-tuning in areas than maybe it has been during the other times?
It very well could be. We have people in place that have earned positions. We've got, with the starting rotation, we've got some guys that are in place. We've got a possibility of an opening there at the end. We've got a position or two that are available in the bullpen. On the bench, we'll see. We've spent money for their bench. We've improved our bench. But our position players are who they are. They've earned opportunities for the most part. So fine-tuning, I guess you could creatively put it that way, but it's also for us to continue to grow as a club, maximize opportunities, create opportunities where we can move some people around, potentially rest people a little bit more than we've been able to in the past, because we've got more capable opportunities for guys to come in and play. So it's going to be a fun spring today. The grass is green, skies are blue, clay's red. Guys are excited, and we're hungry. We need to be hungry.
How is Charlie doing right now from his rehab with his hip?
Charlie's on target. Charlie is not backing away from anything. Charlie's involved in all the drill work. He's throwing his sides. He's involved in every aspect of spring training.
Clint, what's the personal pride you take in how far things have come here since you got here?
Well, I think we understand. What we need to understand is how we made progress, why we made progress. And we've incrementally got a little bit better every day as a group. It's paid off over the 4 years, with especially the traction we've created the last 2 years. At the end of the day, we've played a couple wild card games. One of them's got us deeper in the postseason. Our goal now is to push it forward, to win the division, to win a world championship. That being said, you can't rest. We're not looking to maintain, Richard, or sustain. We're looking to get better. Our expectations are our expectations, not anybody else's. We've got work to do. We want to play deeper. We want to play at the end. We want to win the last game of the season. That being said, we've got to start taking care of business today. This is a group that's well aware of the fact that we don't have time to have just another day. We all talk to people, you'll ask them, how you doing today? And they'll say, just another day. We don't have time for just another day. Elite organizations don't have time for just another day. So we're out to work, scratch, claw, fight, to get better. to get better.
Have you had a chance to interact with Jung-ho yet? And if so, what were your first impressions?
First impressions, he made sure we understood the last name's pronounced Gung.
Gung. Thank
So
you.
everybody knows, yeah. We were, I talked to him periodically a few days, but we had a nice meeting with him and Jay, his interpreter today. Dave Joust and I'll probably bring him in my office about every other day, introduce him to a new coach, slowly break him in. But we shared some thoughts, some philosophies, so we had a very nice session today.
How will you use Gun? Were you playing all over the place in the infield?
We're gonna get him reps. Specifically, we're gonna start getting him reps at short as his natural position. He's played some third base. Once we get him some time and some comfort at shortstop, I anticipate we'll move him to third to see how that transpires there. If those both work well, we could very well move him to second. We're just going to go have communication with him, get him reps where we need to be, but we want to put our eyes on him too in our camp at this level, the speed of this game as it develops and goes, and give him every opportunity to show us what he can do at shortstop first and then move him accordingly.
Clint, no bench coach, I guess, in title. Can you talk about how you, not necessarily restructured, but reshuffled the coaching staff with Banny going to Texas, and I guess maybe who takes over when you were asked to leave?
One of the interesting things that happened this winter going through the process of interviewing for a bench coach, we interviewed 6 men internally, all from within the organization. Dean Traynor, Brad Fisher, Tom Prince, and then Sofield, Joust, and Leyva. 2 of the men had done it previously in the major leagues. And getting their feedback, their thoughts, their insight, I felt we were going to be better served by using the strengths of these men differently than piling a volume of work on one guy. Brad's very adept at catching. Brad has structural skills. He's had in charge of our minor league program for the past 4 seasons. Joust has been a bench coach 2 different places, so you know the spring training, connecting the dots, scheduling. He's got experience doing that. I've asked each coach as well to empower them to take on an added responsibility this year moving forward that might fall in a bench coach's position. So actually, we've empowered 6 men differently for their own growth and for their own leadership skill level that they have that we might not have been utilized in the past. Banny was able to take an incredible amount of a volume of work and pull it off wonderfully. And I just feel going in, we'll see how this plays out. If we get to the point where we want to transition to a bench coach, we can do that. But everybody's taken a little bit of the load off that bench coach responsibility, which they're very excited about having a little more responsibility collectively.
So an in-game decision is a collective decision, am I?
In-game?
Yes.
Yeah, the in-game decisions always fall on my shoulders. I mean, I'll have Joust. I mean, I've talked to every coach in there at times. Joust will be a go-to guy. Fisher's got to reacclimate himself to the major leagues. He's been away from it. He's an 11-year big league coach. He worked for Art Howe. He worked for Ken Maka. He comes from good stock. He's a professional guy. I'm sure he'll catch up very well. Joust will be a guy I'll go to. Ray and I always talk about the pitching. Fish will add as he goes. You know, the first base coaches positions we flipped as well. First and third with Soph and with Nick. They'll have, you know, their input on the defensive side when they're off the field. At the end of the day, not a whole lot is going to change other than the fact that we don't have a bench coach.